fill in all those cracks. That's one coat. Still got to, I'm gonna have to sand it. This is just like a thin coat that you put on, get all the air bubbles out, seal it in, sand it off, and then probably do another one, sand it again, and then a final coat, I would think. I think it looks really cool. I milled all this. I'm building a vanity, that's why there's a big hole in it. Sink's going in here. So this was two pieces that I put together right there, glued them together. See the seam. Spalted maple. I think it's spalted maple or maybe elm. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But and then that piece is one of the supports. That's honey locust. Anyway, I'm building a bathroom vanity, and this is gonna be my open. It's gonna be open concept with some baskets under it, but that's gonna be my countertop. I think it looks pretty cool. I milled all this wood off my own property with my sawmill. This has been drying for probably 2 years now, all this lumber. It's a nice thickness. It's probably 1 3/4, 2 inches thick. See the thickness there, it's pretty thick. Anyway, I think so that's one coat. Gonna let that dry. It's gonna take, I'll probably not till tomorrow now. I won't be able to touch it. It's got some really cool character to it though. There's a couple more pieces. These are gonna be the side rails for the countertop. So they're gonna sit like that. Sit just like that. I'm gonna have a backsplash going there that I made. I'll show you. So there's the that's gonna be the backsplash. So that is gonna ride behind the sink, just like that, which I think is gonna look pretty neat. Hard to get a video while I'm doing it, not touch it on the wet. And then those two are going on the sides. And then I've cut 4 of these posts that are going to be the legs. I've notched them out there and there to allow that board there to go in between them for braces. So I got 4 of those cut in epoxy drying. Not sure if I should have epoxied everything because it's going to be pretty shiny, but I wanted the top to be waterproof, so I did the epoxy there for sure. But it looks really cool. Alright, this is the vanity I was making. I'm kind of got it put together. It's looking alright. So I did, you can see I left some scuff marks and all those saw marks there. The flooring I put in you can see it has some of those, it's just a vinyl plank floor, but it does have some of that pretend saw marks in it. So we left some of that. I scuffed this all down. I got 1 coat of epoxy on here so far. It doesn't look too bad. Yeah, so I'm going to do another coat right now. I did silicone the edges before. I'm not sure if I should have done that, but we'll see. I've never really played with epoxy, but it's turning out pretty nice. I built it pretty high because I don't like those low vanities you bend over so far. So I do have it up higher than most, but no, I like the rustic look of it, and it's all, I milled all this lumber from my own property, so not too bad. Didn't really cost me anything, a little bit of gas to mill it and stuff like that, but yeah, I'm gonna start epoxying it now. I got this stuff off Amazon. It's 1-to-1 mixture, got the resin and the hardener, so just measuring it in this old mason jar. Then you stir it for about 5 minutes, I believe. You stir it up, make sure you scrape the edges, make sure you're getting it all mixed together properly. There you go. And then you literally pour it on. Now, some people, build form around it and cast it, but I'm just gonna pour it on, and then I'm gonna use a putty knife to spread it. I've just got this old piece of flooring I'm gonna use to mix this, but it'll work just fine. And so I spread it out as much as I could, and it's pretty self-leveling. It'll go into the low spots if you have any, stuff like that. So I'm gonna start, get my heat gun going here and start. There's not many air bubbles that I actually see. Like I said, the when you put that thin first layer on, it seals the wood and, you know, prevents any air from escaping through it. You are still going to get some air bubbles from when you mix it, obviously, but just go back and forth with a heat gun over it. Torch is probably better, but I find when on a deeper thing like this, when it's flat, and I try to tip the torch, because I only got the little handheld propane one. My B tank's empty. But if you have a plumbing torch, it'd be way better with the B tank, with the hose. But I tip it, you know, you get liquid into the nozzle and then it just flames all up and doesn't work very well. So I'm just going to use this. Just simply go back and forth. You'll see it when it gets thin. You'll see it spreading itself out. You'll see the air bubbles popping, stuff like that. Just don't stay in one spot too long. You don't want to burn it or whatever, but just thin, short passes like that, and it'll start leveling out, and it'll all come up pretty nicely. This was two pieces. You can see the seam right there, two pieces of wood. I just glued them together, clamped it, and let it do its thing. Alright, so I'm just going to go back and forth on this for a bit, see what happens. Alright, so I got as best as I can get it with all the air bubbles out. The sun's hitting it there. You can see the gloss on it, but I'm really happy with it. It looks really good, I think. I have a sink that just sits on top. That's why it has a weird hole cut, because the sink's a little, the drain and stuff in it. But the sink, I think the sink comes to like it's a pretty big sink. Comes to about there and over here somewhere. So, and then almost out to the front here. So it's going to cover a lot of it's going to cover that really nice knot there, which I wasn't happy about, but what can you do? I like that knot, and this knot's going to be covered. But all the spalting looks really nice. Yeah, it turned out really good, I think. The legs look really nice. I'm going to do some, across the bottom, I'm just going to do some slats. I'm not sure if I'm going to epoxy those as well, or stain them, or maybe paint them to offset all the rustic stuff, but no, I'm happy with it. The silicone looks to be holding up against the epoxy. Hopefully it doesn't look the greatest then, you know, it's a clear silicone in there, but it's fine. I don't know if I would have done that again, but yeah, there you go. I'm really happy with it. I'll do another quick video once I get the sink, once this dries and I get the sink in place, and show you how it all looks.
2 very boring minutes later.
Alright, I'm about to add the third coat here. I sanded it down with some 300 grit. It's got some waves and bubbles, but this kit came with all this, came with gloves, all different colors if you want to mix into the epoxy. I'm not going to use it. And some stir sticks, which I didn't use because they don't fit in my jar. It did come with some silicone mixing bowls that were really neat, but I only used them for the first couple, so then I ran out. So for the first couple coats, and, you can clean them, I guess, but I didn't bother. So anyway, I'm going to add this third coat, and then that'll be it, hopefully, and put the sink in and give you a peek of what it looks like after the fact.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alright, so there's a finished, I guess. That's the third coat. Looks pretty good. There's a few waves and dimples in it, but overall looks pretty good. The silicone, I don't really like the look of that silicone there, but yeah, live and learn. First time trying this, so I think the sink looks pretty good in there. I haven't hooked up the drain yet. The cold and hot's hooked up, but the drain I got to cut it off at the floor and extend it up. Have a bit, like I said, I built this a lot higher. So I'm going to extend it at the floor, bring it all the way up so all the pipes are tucked back, and then I'm going to put some slats along here and put some wicker baskets or something to hide all that. And that'll be it. No, I think it turned out really well. I'm happy with it. It's all different species of wood. Those are the cross braces there, honey locust. Top is like an elm. The sides, everything's like an elm there. And I think the legs are a maple. Pretty sure. This is always all dead wood off my property. It was already fallen. So I just used it up and give it that really nice spalting. So I'm really happy with it. It looks really nice in the sun, actually, when the sun's on it. But there you go. That's my makeshift vanity. This was an odd shape in here. I would have had to get one custom made anyway. The stores didn't sell them. So decided just to do this. I think it looks pretty, it'll look really nice once the baskets are in there and everything's hidden. And the bathroom's painted and all that. Yeah, well, thanks for watching. If you like, comment, like, subscribe. Thanks.